Hi guys, last time I spoke to you, we discussed the legal profession and what it entails and why you might want to join it. You can find the link to that video in the description below. And today we're going to talk about how one goes about becoming a lawyer. Now, there are two paths to law school. अगर आप फ्रेश आउट ऑफ स्कूल हैं या फिर आप अभी भी अपना 10+2 परस्यू कर रहे हैं, then of course the course for you is the 5-year BA LLB or the BBA LLB or the BSc LLB. This is a program that is an integrated degree and it combines your regular undergraduate degree with an LLB, which is the undergraduate law degree. If, however, you've already graduated from college, then the course for you is the 3-year LLB. Now, both of these programs have unique benefits and drawbacks, which we will discuss in a future video. But suffice to say, of course, that if you are somebody who is still in the 12th grade, or maybe you've just completed your schooling, and you're very sure about joining the legal profession, then for a whole host of reasons, it is the 5-year program that has the edge today. However, if you've already completed your graduation, there's no need to despair because the 3-year program is still a very viable career path and will provide lots and lots of opportunities. Now, how do you go about entering one of these programs and actually going to law school? So, the regulatory landscape for entrances to colleges and universities has changed over the years, and prospective students today benefit greatly from a degree of standardization in the process. तो पहले क्या होता था, there used to be a multitude of examinations. There used to be some institutions which did not conduct examinations and there was a very varied process. तो students को बहुत भागना पड़ता था, बहुत ज़्यादा भाग दौड़ होती थी, and that now has somewhat changed. Now, to start with, the exam that everybody knows about, of course, is the Common Law Admission Test, or what we call CLAT. So CLAT is the premier law school entrance examination in India, with 22 of the 23 national law universities taking admissions on the basis of CLAT scores and only CLAT scores. So the national law universities or the national law schools are India's premier law universities. They are all statutory universities. That is, they've been created by acts passed by their respective state governments, and as a result, they see a large degree of governmental support. And they've also been responsible for reform of the legal education sector as a whole, including introducing the 5-year course. So national law schools benefit greatly from a better industry reputation, from a more competitive peer group because of CLAT, and of course resources provided by the state. And 22 of these 23 follow the score that a candidate gets in the CLAT exam. The one exception to which is National Law University, Delhi, which conducts its own entrance exam called ALET, or All India Law Entrance Test. Now, National Law University, Delhi is amongst the 4 most national law universities, the top 5. But because NLU Delhi had its own criteria, it conducts a separate entrance examination. Now, apart from these 2 exams, which are for the national law universities, many private and government institutions also conduct their own entrance exams. So, for example, you have the LSAT, which is conducted by many private universities, which is conducted actually by an international organization, but its score is used by many private universities such as Jindal Law School very prominently. SLAT, which is the Symbiosis Law Admission Test, which is conducted by Symbiosis University for admission to their law school in Pune and Noida. And there is MHCET, which is the Maharashtra Central Entrance Test. This is conducted by the Maharashtra government for admission to government-run law colleges in Maharashtra. So prominently this includes ILS Pune and GLC Mumbai, which many of you would have heard of. इनके अलावा भी काफ़ी ऐसे एग्ज़ाम्स हैं 5 ईयर कोर्सेज के लिए जो कंडक्ट होते हैं, जैसे कि UPES का एग्ज़ाम होता है, एंड आंध्र प्रदेश हैज़ इट्स ओन CET, Kerala has its own CET. So there are a whole host of these entrance examinations which are conducted either by state governments or by private institutions. Now, this of course is relevant for the 5-year program. And generally now almost all institutions focus on an entrance test score. Some years ago, say 5 to 7 years ago or even sooner, there were many prominent institutions which also focused on your results in your 10+2. However, that has been slowly phased out, with most universities opting to subscribe to the entrance test model. Why? Because the entrance tests are designed specifically to gauge a candidate's aptitude for the law. So what universities care about, of course, is how good would you be as a lawyer, regardless of how good you've been in your school education. Now, as for the 3-year course, there are several prominent institutions which also carry out the 3-year program in law. Keep in mind, as we've already discussed, the 3-year program in law is for candidates who have already graduated. Now, most prominent of these, of course, is DULLB for admission into the Delhi University's prestigious 3-year program. Delhi University has 3 schools where this program is conducted. These are Campus Law Center and Law Center 1 and Law Center 2. Now, the qualifying criteria for DU is the DULLB entrance examination. Apart from DU, there is of course the 3-year variant of MHCET, which is for the 3-year course in Maharashtra's government colleges. We've already discussed MHCET for the 5-year course. Now, apart from these, of course, there are many other private and government institutes which also carry out the 3-year exam, just like there are for the 5-year exam. LSAT, for instance, also has a 3-year variant. BHU has its own, Kerala has CE, and so on and so forth. Now, let's talk about, in this video, we will talk about 3 major exams. We will talk about CLAT for the 5-year program, ALET again for the 5-year program, and DULLB and its 3-year program. And specifically in this video, we're going to talk about what this exam is, how it is conducted, and what you would need to do to clear this exam. Of course, not in very great detail, that last part, we will leave that for a future video. But broadly in this video, we are going to discuss what these exams are and what you need to know about these exams so that you can start your preparation for them. Now, the common law admission test is, as we've already discussed, a 5-year program. It's a path to the national law schools. The national law schools are the most prestigious of law schools in India. They were set up by the government. The first one was set up by the government back in 1980s, NLSIU Bangalore. NLSIU Bangalore remains the most prominent of the national law schools. National law schools are in the legal field the variant of, say, you would hear about the IITs for technology or the Indian Institute of Science for the sciences. Similarly, in law, we have the NLUs. So the CLAT exam obviously is the flagship law entrance examination for undergraduate students in India. This is the big ticket exam. तो आप जहाँ पे भी हैं, ये आपका मेन एग्जाम क्रैक जो करना है वो है CLAT, फर्स्ट प्रायोरिटी, बिकॉज लाइक आई सेड, CLAT इज द एग्जाम which will give you a qualifying score that will be relevant in 22 out of the 23 national law universities, including 4 of the top 5 NLUs. Now, in order for a candidate to be eligible to appear for the CLAT exam, a candidate must have cleared their 10+2 with a minimum of 45%, with, of course, some relaxation offered to reserved categories. If you are in a situation where you are not sure whether you will have your result in time for CLAT, do not worry. Candidates awaiting results can also apply, provided that once those results come, of course, they have to have cleared their examination. Now, CLAT, owing of course to its status, it is the most prominent exam. तो जो CLAT exam है, it is highly competitive. So over 75,000 applicants would sit for just 1,308 all India undergraduate seats. So you can see that, you know, it is very competitive. It is maybe 1 in 50, 1 in 60 will get a seat in an NLU. It is very difficult to make it to the NLUs, and of course it is even more difficult to make it to the top NLUs. So NLUs have a long and checkered history. The oldest and the best, or at least widely considered the best, which is NLSIU, has been around now for more than 30 years, right? Whereas the newest ones have not yet seen even one batch graduate. So of course, everybody would be aiming to make it to the best NLUs, to make it to NLSIU or NALSA or NUJS. But competition for those is extremely stringent. So of course, this is an exam which will require a fair amount of effort and preparation on the part of an average candidate. Now, CLAT 2020 was a watershed moment with respect to how the exam has been carried out, because after CLAT 2020 there has been a greater focus on analytical ability as opposed to rote learning. However, like this slide says, it requires a high amount of general awareness of the contemporary issues in the country. So the CLAT exam is an exam which requires you to have a certain mindset. It is an exam which tests a candidate on their ability to comprehend information and analyze it. It tests you on how good you are at doing these things in a time-bound manner, because time is of the essence in the CLAT exam. Candidates will be pressed for time. So of course, to crack an exam like this, it requires that you practice till you succeed, and then of course you practice some more, because exams like these, it's an MCQ exam. There is always an element of luck in exams like these, and obviously I believe that a candidate will make their own luck. So you practice until you get to a level where even on the day that your luck is not with you, you still crack that exam. Now, CLAT requires you to solve 150 questions in 120 minutes. So you can see you have less than a minute per question, and you also have minus 0.25 negative marking each time you get an incorrect answer. So the CLAT exam actually has changed somewhat. Before 2020, there used to be 200 questions to be attempted in 120 minutes. So now candidates have a little more time. However, the exam itself has shifted to a passage-based format. So as I was saying, this is an exam which tests you on analytical ability as opposed to rote learning. So what this means is कि आपको रट्टा नहीं लगाना है, आपको इश्यूज को समझना है और एनालाइज करना है. तो क्लैट में आपकी जो ऑलरेडी एग्जिस्टिंग नॉलेज है वो रेलेवेंट रहेगी. ऑफ कोर्स कंटेम्पररी इश्यूज आपके काम आएंगे. हाउएवर वो आपके काम इसलिए आएंगे बिकॉज यू विल बी एक्सपेक्टेड टू यूज दैट नॉलेज बेस to analyze information that is presented to you. Of course, what this means will become more clear as you start preparing for the exam and looking at sample questions. Now, there are 5 sections in CLAT: English, current affairs or general knowledge, legal reasoning, logical reasoning, and quantitative techniques or mathematics. So you can see the breakup here. English and logical reasoning have 20%. Current affairs and legal reasoning are the sections with the highest weightage at 25%, and math has 10%. So this exam is testing you on these 5 areas in order to grasp your analytical skills. So English will give you reading comprehension, current affairs will give you what you know about issues that are existing, and not just trivia. See, current affairs will not ask you anymore just trivia questions कि यहाँ का प्राइम मिनिस्टर कौन है, यहाँ का प्रेसिडेंट कौन है. Current affairs will expect you now to be able to analyze information at a greater depth. That is why आप current affairs section में CLAT 2020 onwards, what you will be required to do is read the passage, take the information from it, and give more insights into the issue. तो मान लीजिए आपको पैसेज किसी भी टॉपिक पे मिल सकता है. आपको पैसेज मिल जाएगा, let's suppose on coronavirus lockdown induced economic recession. So questions on that passage will be analytical in nature. Questions on that passage will be such that आपको उस issue की understanding चाहिए होगी. बस ये नहीं कि GDP contraction forecast इतना है. You will be asked, say, fiscal measures क्या use हुए हैं, monetary measures क्या use हुए हैं. So there is an element of depth to this exam now, which previously was not very true. So CLAT 2020 onwards, there is an element of depth to this exam. Legal reasoning is a section which will ask you questions where legal principles will be embedded inside a passage, and you will have to apply those principles to a given fact situation and arrive at an answer. So what does this mean? दिस मीन्स कि आपको एक पैसेज दिया जाएगा जहाँ पे एक प्रिंसिपल होगा, या 2 या 3 या 5, और उसके बाद क्वेश्चंस में आपको दिए जाएंगे फैक्ट्स कि सच एंड सच हैपेंड, और आप उस प्रिंसिपल को फैक्ट सिचुएशन में अप्लाई करेंगे एंड करेक्ट आंसर सिलेक्ट करेंगे. लॉजिकल रीजनिंग ऑफ कोर्स इज अ सेक्शन दैट टेस्ट्स हाउ स्ट्रॉन्ग योर लॉजिक इज. दैट इज how well you can understand an argument and a premise and a conclusion, which is an argument. So that is what logical reasoning will test you on, and mathematics of course will test you on your arithmetic and data interpretation abilities. Now we will of course in a future video go into each one of these subjects in much more depth, but for now all you need to know is a brief overview of what these 5 subjects contain. So that was the common law admission test. moving on from it, our next major exam is the ALET, or the All India Law Entrance Test. Now, ALET is also a 5-year program. It offers a path to NLU Delhi, which is in Dwarka in Delhi, and eligibility for ALET requires, much like CLAT, candidates to have cleared their 10+2. However, unlike CLAT, ALET requires you to have a minimum of 50% in your 10+2, with of course relaxation for candidates from reserve categories. Now, ALET is similar to CLAT with, however, a generally higher difficulty level. So ALET में क्या होता है, in the past normally ऐसा रहा है patterns में, that the level of difficulty of questions that you're required to solve is a little bit higher. One, questions are of a more complex nature, and two, आपको time का भी काफ़ी shortage होता है ALET में. So ALET is again an extremely competitive examination. There are about 110 undergraduate seats, and that is before reservation. There is a fair amount of reserved seats also. So for general category candidates, that number comes down. And there are 20,000 applicants for these seats. So while the number of applicants is less than CLAT, the number of seats is much less than CLAT. So for example, in CLAT, if you get rank 200 or 300, you still go to a very good school. You might not go to NLSIU, but you might still go to NUJS or NLU Jodhpur. You might still go to very good schools. Whereas in ALET, you either get a top 100 score or you get nothing. So ALET is an exam which is hard to start with, and after that, ALET is also an exam which is challenging because it has very few seats and it is much more time bound than CLAT is. So ALET 2020 was also a watershed moment, much like CLAT, in that the exam saw a lot of changes and has also moved to a passage based format. So most questions that you get sets of 5 questions based off one passage, much like CLAT. So again, all the tips for cracking ALET are the same as the tips for cracking CLAT. However, you can see here that ALET gives you only 90 minutes as opposed to 120 minutes in CLAT. So in ALET, 150 questions have to be solved in 1.5 hours, which is difficult to do. And ALET again, of course, has the minus 0.25 negative marking that CLAT also has. Now, ALET's breakup is about 23% for English, current affairs, legal and logical reasoning, and about 7% for the math section. Now, having talked about our 2 major 5-year program courses, let's discuss DU-LLB. DU-LLB is a flagship program for the 3-year law course, and the Delhi University program is one of, if not the best, 3-year law programs in India. Now, this offers a path to, as I had mentioned, a campus law center or law center 1 or 2 in Delhi University. To be eligible for this examination, you must have graduated with at least 50% in your graduation, and with some relaxation offered, of course, to reserved categories. DU-LLB is also a competitive examination, but not quite as much as CLAT or ALET. So you can see there are 2,888 seats before any reservations, which is a larger number than CLAT. But there are only 20,000 applicants, which is a much smaller number than CLAT. However, you can still see that it would be, maybe about 1 in 10 candidates appearing for the exam who would get a seat. So it is still competitive. But the DU LLB exam pattern is very, very different from CLAT and ALET. Now, CLAT and ALET are exams that are purely analytical, or almost purely analytical, you can say. Whereas DU LLB it looks a little bit like CLAT used to when it started. So CLAT started in 2008. And DU LLB format is a little bit like that old CLAT format, where it tests you on a mixture of analytical abilities and prior knowledge, because also DU LLB is a different category from CLAT. When you are appearing for DU LLB, you are already a college graduate. So the DU LLB exam makers expect you to have a great amount of awareness of what laws in this country are, what contemporary political, legal and social issues in this country are. So you will be tested on prior knowledge, in general knowledge, in current affairs and in legal general knowledge. The exam, of course, also though is less time bound. It gives you 120 minutes for 100 questions, and it is also not passage based or not entirely passage based the way CLAT has now become. DU LLB again will also punish incorrect attempts with minus 0.25 negative marking. So there are 4 sections in the DU LLB exam. First is general awareness, which will contain your static general knowledge, that is general knowledge which does not change with the time. So, which is the largest country by landmass in the world, Russia, that would be static general knowledge. And current affairs. Current affairs would be, which is news, events as they are unfolding. So, who is a prominent female sprinter from India, so Duti Chand, right? That would be current affairs. So general awareness, which will test you on both of these things, iska weightage hoga about 30%. Analytical abilities, which will test you, this is a section which combines mathematics and logical reasoning, for a total weightage of around 20%. Language comprehension हो गया 20% again. And legal awareness. Now legal awareness section will test you on 2 things. One, it will be the same as I have been talking about for CLAT and ALET, where there are principles, there are facts, you apply legal principles to facts and get an answer. But it will also test you on your legal knowledge. So you will be expected also to know some of the legal issues in India and also some of the major laws on the books. So you will have to know a little bit about the law of contracts or of crimes, torts, constitution and so on. Right, so far we have discussed 3 of the major exams that a candidate may write for law entrance exams. 2 of these, CLAT and ALET, were for 5-year programs. 1 of these, DU LLB, for the 3-year program. Now these are not the only exams. Obviously there are many more जो कि हम discuss करेंगे future videos में. But जितने भी law entrance exams हैं, all of them will contain some combination of these 5 areas: legal reasoning, logical reasoning, current affairs and general knowledge, quantitative aptitude or quantitative techniques or math, whatever you want to call it, and English language. Now some exams may have fewer subjects, some will have all 5, but these are the broad areas that a candidate needs to be ready for. Now the curriculum, like आपको पढ़ना क्या है इन subjects में, a brief breakdown of it is presented here. Legal reasoning section में, the way to go about it is, first, although in CLAT and ALET prior knowledge is not required, in several other exams, for example DU LLB, आपको प्रायर नॉलेज की ज़रूरत है, दैट व्हाट आर द लॉज ऑन द बुक्स, राइट. एंड इवन इन क्लैट एंड एलेट जहाँ इनकी ज़रूरत एक्सप्लिसिटली नहीं है, वहाँ भी आपको एडवांटेज बहुत बड़ा मिलता है when you have actually some familiarity with the law. So at Success Mantra, or in general, the correct curriculum to follow is, first you would be introduced to the law. So for example, what is law, what is civil law, what is criminal law, what is a suit, who is a plaintiff, who is a defendant. So you will be told all of these things. Then you will be given a theoretical grounding in broad legal disciplines. So you will learn a little bit, not too much of course, because आपको ultimately law student बनना है, आप अभी law student नहीं हैं. So as a pre-law student मान लीजिए, you will receive theoretical grounding in the law of torts, in the law of crimes, constitutional law, broad areas जो आपके exams के लिए relevant होंगे. And of course, most important of all, preparation for law entrance questions, which is now even more relevant than before, since law entrance questions are now following a new pattern, the passage based pattern, right. पहले क्या होता था, आपको एक प्रिंसिपल दिया जाता था, उस प्रिंसिपल के बेसिस पे आपको फैक्ट्स दिए जाते थे और आपको वो प्रिंसिपल अप्लाई करना था. Now that format for CLAT and ALAT has changed, wherein आपको अब पैसेज दिया जाएगा और पैसेज में कहीं ना कहीं प्रिंसिपल होगा जो आपको अप्लाई करना है, as we have already discussed. So we will prepare for both the old format for other exams and of course mainly for the new format for CLAT and ALAT. Now logical reasoning is a section that is based on testing your ability to understand an argument. तो आपको एक प्रेमाइस दिया जाएगा, एक कंक्लूजन दी जाएगी, एंड यू आर टेस्टेड ऑन योर अबिलिटी टू लॉजिकली अराइव एट अ कंक्लूजन ऑन अ गिवन प्रेमाइस. सो फॉर एग्जाम्पल, मान लीजिए आपको प्रेमाइस दिया गया है दैट टबीथा हैज वाइट हेयर, कैट्स हैव वाइट हेयर, और फिर आपको कंक्लूजन दिया है टबीथा इज अ कैट. सो दिस इज अ रूल ऑफ लॉजिक that that one is true but the other is not necessarily true. So just because Tabitha has white hair and cat has white hair, that does not mean that Tabitha is a cat. This is just an example. So logical reasoning will basically train you to recognize an argument, a premise and a conclusion. You will be taught to critically analyze patterns and and relationships, for example, between different elements, and of course preparation for law entrance questions. Current affairs and general knowledge में current affairs has more importance, but even static general knowledge, that is things as they are, we've already discussed the say timeless truths like Russia is the largest country on earth, right? That is also relevant. But current affairs has more importance. So you will have to know contemporary events of significance, including historical events of contemporary significance. इसका मतलब हुआ either contemporary events, things that are happening now which are significant. So मान लीजिए Armenia-Azerbaijan war, या India-Nepal border dispute, या economic recession because of COVID-19. These are contemporary events of significance. Historical events of contemporary significance क्या हो गए? Things that happened in the past but are still important today. So if we take something like Armenia-Azerbaijan conflict, Armenia-Azerbaijan conflict started when both countries seceded from the Soviet Union in the early 1990s, 1990, 1991. So to discuss the contemporary conflict, you need to know its origins. So you will also have to know what happened then. So that's an example of historical event that has contemporary significance. Within current affairs, arts and culture, scientific developments, arts and culture also includes sports and international affairs, and of course domestic, politically important or socially important affairs will all be important, right? Now moving on, quantitative techniques or math में you will have to learn data representation and interpretation, so statistics and how to interpret numbers, what these numbers mean. You will also have to learn how to derive, infer and manipulate, that is work with numbers, right? Of course we want to become lawyers, we don't want to become mathematicians or scientists, so the level of proficiency required is 10th grade. आपको trigonometry, calculus, all of this you will not have to know. You'll need to know 10th grade level mathematical operations, so mensuration, probability, things like that. Now lastly we have of course English language. The English language section will test you on passage comprehension. It will test you on drawing inferences and conclusions based on a passage, and of course it will test you on understanding the meaning of various words and phrases used in a passage. So this is the broad syllabus for law entrance examinations, and a little bit about the curriculum that is covered within these subjects, right? Now to some of you, of course, you might be feeling overwhelmed. CLAT 2021 is less than a year away. There is not so much time. Maybe you haven't started your preparation. Maybe it's not going as well as you'd like. Keep in mind that an old proverb that some wise person once said, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is now. So it's never too late. If you haven't started so far, you can still start. You still have enough time. And from Success Mantra and myself, the best of luck to all candidates appearing for CLAT 2021, any other examinations, and of course in the future. All the best to you.